It's coming, the new family of EC polymer notes.
What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antoine.
EC polymer notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Good morning. Yeah, that's the original Evelyn Alexander out of Brizan, the Zingo. Yeah, he say good morning. All right.
The madman himself.
Yeah, and it is a good morning on the Isle of Spice. Beautiful Grenadian morning, and you know how a beautiful Grenadian morning goes, huh? Yeah, just saying a special good morning to all of you listening via 97.5 City Sound FM,
89.5 CRFM,
92.9 the Sister Isle FM out on the Sister Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, broadcasting from Hillsborough in Carriacou.
I want every wake up from that regatta yet.
Yeah,
and 94.9 We Noise Radio in Brooklyn.
Yeah, good morning to you, Wade. Good morning to all the listeners. Hey, Mr. Watts, good morning. I'm telling you good morning because I know you're back. So I know you're back there. I see Mr. Watts on the weekend.
Nah, I'm a mind running the whole weekend, but I just...
Yeah, boy. You shouldn't let your mind run. You should have run and go and check him.
Yeah, but transportation and what and what.
Yeah, I make it a point to make sure and see him and the lovely wife.
But that's good.
Weekend.
One of us...
But Mr. Watts, I have a joke to buy and go get that one on air, boy. I have some talk to give you, but I ain't go get that one on air. Nah.
Morning, Mr. W.
Hey, Toro or
Depot.
Yeah. Toro or Depot?
Depot.
You know when you say Mr. Depredine, you had to specify.
Yeah. Depot.
I ain't seen Toro these days. Toro listening, but
Lincoln.
He ain't coming out and talk these days.
Yeah, in more profile. You more have to read about him.
Devon Father's Day Queen show this weekend, boy.
Yes, big Queen show this weekend.
Well, no, sorry. Father's Day King show.
Oh my God, I follow you with a lot of muscle.
Father's Day King show. Let me check myself. You see, sometimes the internal recorder does be playing back where you just say, Father's Day King show. Right.
Big day on Sunday, the 16th of June. That's this Sunday. Yeah, the St. Andrew's Women's Arm present 6 handsome men vying for the King's title. Yeah, it's Father's Day King show. Come out at the Deluxe Cinema, right, on the 16th. That's Sunday coming, 5 p.m. It's only $20. Bring out the family. Come out and enjoy yourself and come out and support these men, the future kings of our country. Right? Good morning to St. Andrews Southwest. Good morning, Honorable Yolan B. in Oxford.
Yeah, I think they should be in cabinet now. Today being the first day of the week, I think all the ministers. So we know that she won't get the message.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, one of those outside, go send the message inside and say,
Yep.
Minister, hard talk, say good morning.
And I buy my ticket already, yeah?
Yeah, I know you were missing that.
I buy my 2 tickets already.
I know you were missing that, man. Hey. Yes, indeed. Hey, and the NNP Youth Bingo, that's coming up next week, I believe.
22nd.
Yeah, next
22nd.
Weekend. So that's not this weekend, but next weekend it's coming up.
The Victoria Park.
Yeah,
it's
boy.
$50,000 in cash and prizes. Yeah, to be won. Yeah.
But that would be nice, boy.
It'll be nice, yeah.
That one definitely are they in that.
Oh, yes.
Senator Judd Cadet.
Definitely.
You know, definitely. Sheldon Scott will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In case all need me to call out numbers and thing now. You know, like B2.
You want Wagiti go out to fight for that.
2. Yeah. O, whatever does be down there. You can tell her doesn't play bingo.
Just go and say I and the 2 twos, eh?
Yeah.
Right.
I 22. I
22.
22. Kame, girl, Louis. Kame, I know you have some fancy outfit and thing. They get outfit, Louis, go now, Kame? Yeah, boy. I think me and Kame go roll for that.
Yeah, that Sunday, that bingo will be grand.
Yeah, Kame throw an outfit there. Yeah, let me head up. Go and watch a little bingo. Go and play bingo. You know, go and play bingo.
And the price.
Imagine if Kame hold that money, boy.
Yeah, the price of a ticket is what, $70 for 2?
Yeah.
Yes, $40 for 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, a deal, eh?
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You go and spend, you go and buy 2 tickets for 70 and you could win over $5,000 in one game.
But that would be a nice one.
I mean, you have all different types of prizes, electronics, and that sort of things. Hey, go out and support the NNP Youth Arm, the 22nd of June at the Victoria Park. Big bingo.
Hey, Honorable Gregory Bowen, good morning to you, sir. I know he in cabinet too. Yeah, but good morning to you. His village meetings continue. So they've got a meeting today in Marion in the Cottage Road. That starts from 6:30. So for those of you in St. George Southeast, that meeting, the series of meetings that the parliamentary representatives are having, that meeting is today in Marion Cottage Road, and it starts at 6:30 p.m. Yeah? So see you there. Nice? Good. Devon, you have any meetings for today? Which ones are there?
No meetings for today. The only other thing I have, and the other thing is the St. Andrews Big Six, cricket competition, all right, which starts on the 16th of this month. That's Sunday coming, right, in the following playing field, right? Pearls playing field, Mount Horn playing field, and the Ford playing field, right? Come out and support the different teams. They'll be playing for a cash prize of up to $35,000, right? Go out and support all the teams in St. Andrews cricket organization. Hey, go out and make cricket bigger and better again. All right? So see you supporting all the different teams from the 16th of this month.
Yeah, St. Andrews Southeast. I know they had their series of meetings. I'm not sure. What do they have this week? You have a listing for them?
No, I don't.
I wonder if I have the listing. I saw a listing for them, but I can't remember. Let me see. Shuffling through papers quickly, and I can't see it. But anybody down there, wow, or whoever, yeah, St. Andrew Southeast, let us know, because I know I saw something coming for your meetings. All right, but what I can say is that the Inland Revenue Division, they are having their Carriacou, connection that is taking place on the 13th and 14th. The 13th and 14th. So that will be this Thursday and Friday. Yeah, this Thursday and Friday. The Inland Revenue Department, they'll be in Carriacou. So those of you in Carriacou may have a complaint about your taxes, or you have a suggestion in relation to it, whatever, you can go in and speak to the folks there at the Inland Revenue Department at the District Revenue Office. So there's some of the staff from Grenada will be coming up, joining with the Carriacou staff, and you will have the opportunity to speak to them. You'll also have the opportunity to pay your taxes. So in case you want to pay your land tax or you want to pay whatever tax it is, you'll have the opportunity to pay. If you want to query, next thing you have a backlog, for instance. Let's say, for those of you outside of Grenada right now, let's say there's a situation where you have not paid your taxes on your property for a few years. And, or a relative, your grandmother, grandfather, or your mother, father, aunt, uncle, may have left, even my brother or sister may have left a piece of land. It's been there 10, 15, 20 years. No taxes have been paid on it. And you want to negotiate with the government in relation to it. Pass in by the Inland Revenue Department and speak with them. You might be in Grenada now, or you could get a relative who is in Grenada or Carriacou now to go in and speak with them. Don't just decide, well, I don't have enough money to pay it off. Negotiate. They may knock a little something off. Yeah? You could write to the permanent secretary and ask for a little something off. The permanent secretary might say, okay, you have a 20 grand for us, give us 15. Make an initial payment of X amount and over a period of time pay this amount. Yeah? So negotiate. Speak with them. It's not beast that day, it's man and woman that day, human being. Speak with them. So it may be a situation that taxes are owed for an extended period of time, and you might even have people living on the property and all this kind of thing, and nobody even, you decide you want to pay up your taxes and sort yourself out. Get your folks to go into the Inland Revenue Division and speak with them. Negotiate. Yeah? Because according to the thing, we need the money. Yeah, man. Let the money come inside, man.
And you got to secure your property. Okay? And so good morning to all of you who have joined us on the live, wherever you are, Toronto, Montreal, New York, wherever, Washington, Texas. Good morning to all of you. All right? And we hope you're having a wonderful day, as we are doing here in Grenada. Beautiful morning in Spice Country. Hey, Sheldon, this morning, suck some mangoes, man.
Yeah, go on.
Sweet mangoes. I suck
You
this
could
morning.
interfere with people as much as you want, but I have some information to drop for them. Let me say good morning to you, Karen, and I got some information there. The Spice Island Day Cultural Association in Montreal. They're saying that on the 12th and 13th, Prime Minister Michel will be in Montreal to engage with citizens of Grenada residing in the province of Quebec. And we know we have a lot of listeners out there who are listening from Quebec and other parts of Canada. During his visit, he will be hosting a town hall meeting at one of the hotels there in Montreal. That's the Hotel Ruby, and that's the Friday evening. And he'll be their guest at the Spice Isle Day Cultural Event, which will be held on the Saturday. So the Friday, he'll be at the Montreal Hotel Ruby, right, in Montreal. Ruby Foos. Yeah, Ruby Foos. Yeah, that's in Montreal. And then on the Saturday, he'll be at Vinette Park at the cultural event.
And what's the date for that?
That's the 12th and 13th of July.
Okay, July.
And they'll also have two Grenadian artists up there who will be representing different organizations and so local talent, Grenadian food, arts, craft will be showcased, exposing the people of Quebec and the diaspora at large to the culture of Grenada. All right, nice. So that'll be taking place. This is the second year that they're hosting the Spice Isle Day in Quebec, and they expect a great response. All right, so that will be taking place on the 12th and 13th. All right.
Yeah, because I've noticed the diaspora contingent in Quebec is growing. Yeah, but we have a lot in Montreal and Toronto, but Quebec in particular, it's growing. Over the years, it has been expanding, and that's good news for us,
Yes, and folks, it is a Tuesday, but usually on a Monday we have the open line. So it's going to be today we'll have the open line. Post-cabinet press briefing, more than likely, I'm not confirming yet, but more than likely post-cabinet press briefing will be held tomorrow morning, which will give the opportunity for a minister to come and explain what has taken place in cabinet right now, and some of the things to be expected. All right, and hey, Depot, he's saying good morning from Seattle. Yeah, change location, bro.
Yeah, you moving, man. cruising around the area.
Change location.
Enjoy yourself, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they, we'll be having some more information on those things for you on the Spice Isle Cultural Day and so on. And we invite somebody from the organization to call in. Yeah, call in. Today is open line. If you feel like it, you can call in and tell us a bit about what is taking place, what is expected. You say food and things, so I expect to get oil long up there, right? You expect to get all type of oil long and thing. Day and brong dong and all them kind of thing, right? Nice. We expect to find that day. All right, so Quebec, that's in the French-speaking quarter.
French-speaking, yeah.
You know, actually, we've got quite a few Grenadians who are there on the farm program. I don't know if I doubt, seriously, they may get time to be able to go, but if it's like on one of the days that they have some time off, it would be nice for them to pass by there as well.
Usually Saturday and Sundays,
Yeah.
they sort of have easy schedules, so they may be able to do that.
Just about 2 months ago, I met with a farmer from Quebec who came to recruit some Grenadians for the farm program. So there is a group of people that have already been verified, checked out, everything, they're okay for the program. And he came to select some people out of that for the farm program. Yeah, he came to select some people out of that to bring up to Canada to work on his farm. Yeah? And the thing is that he also has influence with other farmers. So if you say, hey, them Grenadian working good, you get to take some more Grenadians because the other farms will take and that kind of thing.
Definitely.
So, yeah, it's a wonderful one. So he was here recently. Not so recently. That would have been April. April he was here. Yeah? So he was here in April. And we expect some more. Should be going soon and so. Our diplomatic people out there in Canada, they are attempting right now to get some more placements for more Grenadians to be able to get job opportunities, and not only on farms.
They diversifying the
Yeah.
in the different services and so that they provide.
As it is right now, they only take males. They do not take females in the farm program. And that is not the government of Grenada. That is not the Ministry of Labor. That is the Canadian farm program. They do not want females. So you can't upset with the ministry, because I see some people are upset with the Ministry of Labor. Oh, the Ministry of Labor doing what they want. And why a woman can't? Don't ask us. Ask the Canadians.
Always been only men.
Yeah,
Yes, no.
they only take males for the Canadian farm program.
Since I know this
And
program in the 80s.
It's the people country.
Yeah,
It's the Canadians country. They set the rules. We abide by the rules. They can't say they only want males and we try to send females. And you have to try to explain that to some people, that it is not Grenada dictating who goes. Yeah, it is not people here dictating who goes. We may okay you, but when it comes up to the screening by the Canadian government, it might be a different situation.
And
Yeah.
not even the Canadian government could decide what type of workers. It's the farmers. They will decide the type of workers that they want. And it's approved by government, and so it's it's a bit. We just have to be patient, get involved, and so on. Hey, it's good opportunity for us, especially for our young people.
Yes, and so folks, 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
As we have said, it's an open line for those of you on the live. Good morning to you, Pele, Brenda. We also already mentioned Depot. Chris, I'm seeing you. Chris is still in awe over Minister Moses. Yeah, when Minister Moses was here, because she took an hour and some just to speak about projects in St. Patrick's East. She
Not
didn't
St.
mention
Patrick's,
Patrick.
you know.
Yeah, not St. Patrick, just St. Patrick's East. And she didn't even go in detail in relation to the soon to start road program, $64 million. And she didn't go into other infrastructural programs that are taking place. And she was able to spend an hour and some. In fact, the next morning, I hear a guy call on Shaggy and the man complaining, how the minister talking about so much projects and all kind of thing. What does do culture man and them, boy? Culture man go and grab in now, man. What does call him?
Culture man.
Man complain and the minister come and talk about what she do and what she intend to do and what happened already. And them vex, you could vex about that, man. Oh, please.
But she has been, her constituency has been moving.
Yeah.
Man, And that is why she was able to spend, forgetting all about her ministry, all right, and just strictly dealt with what is going on in her constituency.
Postcap, they don't ever talk about the constituency. In the postcap, they speak about the ministry.
The ministry.
So when we catch them on Hard Talk, we want to speak more about what's going on in the constituency. Well, maybe we'll deal with a major issue that comes up ministry-wise. Want to speak about your constituency because folks in the constituency, sometimes they know what's taking place or they hear of something, but they want to be reminded. Or they want to know about, they might find out about something that's taking place in the constituency they never knew, and they could become involved. Or something that's coming up, and they say, that's for me, or that's for my child, or I have a brother that could be good for that, and they get involved in it. And that'll be a good one too.
Yeah. And then when you see constituency begin to do things, right? They're spreading the message that other constituencies, beginning to follow, right? Follow pattern and try to encourage their people to look, let's get this thing going. And one of the things that I realize in some of the constituencies now, most of the persons within the constituency, they're not just depending on government. They are going out there and do it on their own, right? Collaborating with government and so on, not just waiting on the MP, right, to do things. And that is good. That goes well for the development of these constituencies.
We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, morning.
Morning.
Slightly maybe off topic. You had a commercial earlier that was talking about the way we used to deal with garbage, trash in our country. The carnage. There's sometimes you pass on the carnage and the filth is unacceptable to see. Sometimes there's human debris in there. This particular subject is a bit touchy to me because I know it can affect a lot of industries in Grenada. However, at the same time, I think it's incumbent on the boats, yachts, trawlers, cargo boats in the carnage to at least try their best to keep it clean. I was talking to some people and they said it's not legal for those boats to be there. They're tolerated. If that's the case, then boats need to do way more than they're doing. The owners of those boats, the operators of those boats need to do a whole lot more than they're doing right now to keep the carnage clean. I was told that there's an elder gentleman that comes down to keep the carnage clean in terms of the water, but he's not a paid staff. A really easy fix would be for all the boats to just donate $25 every week, which would be $100 a month, to pay a person or a group of people, which would be a really good salary, because there's a lot of boats there, to keep the carnage clean. It shouldn't be that difficult. If this persists because of the debris and the type of debris that's in that water, we will make people sick. People swim in that water. People eat in that water. I run a tourist business, and I boast to my customers that we have probably one of the best, cleanest harbors in the world, much less in the Caribbean. A lot of those people respond that, yes, after seeing it, yes, it looks like you have one of the cleanest harbors in the world or in the Caribbean. It'd be very sad to see that go away, seeing that a lot of our tourists come into that port and around that port, because it's an attraction. You have beautiful restaurants on that area that when you sit in those restaurants, the debris will come to you and you'll have to see it. It's not the business owners that are running those restaurants who are putting those debris there, yet they have to, the bill, the cost, the stress of having it there, the loss of revenue is felt by those owners, not by the boaters, not by the yachters, not by the trawler operators. Is there anything we can do to address the situation without putting everybody out of business? I would hate to see the trawlers and the fishermen and the operators in that water have to leave. However, if we're going to destroy our own port city, which brings in more revenue than they're bringing in, something is going to have to be done. I'm not sure about that last statement, whether or not they bring in more revenue than the tourists, since tourism is one of our biggest economic generators. There's got to be an amicable balance here that could be met by all parties involved. I'm sorry that I'm calling so late. However, anyone that we can get a discussion to not empty words, but actual, meaningful, tangible, proactive discussion where we can get things done to move this. I'm willing to volunteer to help with the problem. I know there's other people willing to volunteer. There's a group in FGU that does cleanup on the beach that I talked to one of the members that they're willing to get involved. So it's not just, I'm not trying to say that we should just put it all on the boat operators, but all the parties involved, all the stakeholders involved that this will affect, I think needs to come to the table and come up with some solutions to fix this problem before it gets out of hand. We do not want our beautiful port city to start looking like all the other port cities in every other country that no one wants to go to.
All right, thank you. Thank you so very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
All right. And Devon, and this is where I think some people get it wrong. There's a school of thought that a caller like the caller that just called in relation to that garbage issue shouldn't speak about it. I have a different view. I believe they have to speak about it. Because if we all turn a blind eye to problems like that, the outcomes, which he mentioned there, as in turning off tourists, because we have tourists that come and they walk around the Carriacou.
Yep.
They walk around the Carriacou. And if they're walking around the Carriacou and they're seeing garbage bobbing and floating in the water, they ain't coming back to see that. They could see garbage in their own country. They ain't coming all the way to Grenada to come and watch garbage. Yeah? There are several issues there. One, I think the issue of the boats that are on the Carriacou, I think once and for all a firm decision has to be made and implemented in relation to the docking of some of the boats that dock on the Carriacou. We have the Carriacou jetty and we have that anchorage in Grand Mall. We have two areas that some of these boats, I believe the tuna boats, are not supposed to be anchoring. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But the tuna boats, I believe, are not supposed to be anchoring on the Carriacou. They're supposed to be going to Grand Mall.
Grand Mall,
Yeah? Because that's where they're supposed to offload their fish and stay there. Probably they come to the Carriacou because it's easier from there. They can just go into town. They do what they have to do. Some of them, if they have a place that they stay down here or so, it's probably in close proximity and so it's easy for them. But rather than having to go in Grand Mall and then you have to grab a taxi or a bus to go where you're going and all that sort of thing, you just do what you're doing right there. I understand that. So I understand it from their perspective, but I also understand it from a national perspective that some of these vessels are causing pollution to the Carriacou.
Lots.
Yeah? Some of the larger vessels, the larger cargo vessels, yes, it's easier for them when they are there to load on and load off. So they take on vehicles and they take on goods. They take on stuff from all of the suppliers here. You name the supplier, they take on goods there to carry up to Carriacou from there. But there is the Carriacou jetty, which is where, in my view, these boats ought to be.
All the transactions supposed to be over there.
You're walking on the Carriacou, and then you have to watch out because a boat has put its tail end down. I know Marina do ask me to tell you the proper thing for it. They put the tail end down, and then you have to be walking into the road or in between vehicles and so to try to avoid. Traffic has to come to a standstill because a truck is loading either building material or something onto it. That ought to be happening on the Carriacou jetty. And I make no apology for it. I'm not trying to kill anybody's dollar because it's not going to stop anybody from putting the stuff on the boat or sending the stuff on. It's not going to do it. Let's just be honest and direct with each other about that.
But that's what the
putting
jetty
it
was
over,
built for. You know?
That's what the Carriacou jetty there for.
Millions of dollars was spent in developing that there for that trade. You know, for persons to apply that trade. Let's use it. Let's use it effectively.
So let's just be fair. Some of these vessels that are there need not be there. Yeah? I can understand to an extent even the Osprey docking over by the fire station. But in my view, and I'll just give an idea here, in my view, and I'm not saying this is the party perspective or the government perspective, nothing that I'm saying here in relation to this issue is the party perspective or the government perspective. There's just Sheldon perspective on it. I believe the Osprey should be docking over by the cruise ship terminal. There's a little jetty there. I believe it should be docking over there.
Yeah, right on the inside of the Port Authority there.
So people come off the Osprey and they just walk right into town. Instead of you have to go over to the carnage and grab a bus. Yes, some of them busmen are in the cuss now. Well, you want to cut with money?
Taxi men also.
Yeah, you want to cut with money?
They will beat you, you know. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but no. One, in relation to traffic congestion and ease for the persons who are traveling, because I use the Osprey too. So I'm one of the people that are affected by it. The ease for the people who are using the Osprey. The problem comes up there during the cruise ship season, that you would have a problem with the Osprey because then it becomes a secure area.
Yeah.
And then therefore the Osprey cannot dock there because remember, it's now a secure area and certain security protocols are in place and that sort of thing. So probably another docking area needs to be looked at close by, that it can come and it can dock right there in town. You walk from there and
You go in
in
the
less
bus
than
terminus.
5 minutes you're on the terminus.
Yeah, in the bus terminus, and so that will alleviate a lot of things also too. But and if you're looking for alternative again, I mean, we have the carnage there, but if you look on the inside where the Port Authority, there's a nice tourist shelter there built and everything where you can use, because persons often complain that at that jetty there is no shelter from the sun, from
And
the
the
rain.
rain.
Okay, so Port Authority has that docking space in there where tourists usually comes in, the original one, and so that can be used also. But
So imagine
Yeah.
you're coming in, when you're leaving Carriacou, you're leaving in that comfort and that, you know, you have a place to go and relax in until the boat come and then you go out and then you reach down here and you drop you on a jetty in the hot sun.
just so
or
with
the,
all
or
the
the rain.
suitcase all on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
yeah,
the Carriacou end is sorted out now. Let me sort out the
let's
Grenada.
sort
end.
out the Grenada end,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me sort out the... When we talk to Honorable Kinja Matthew and sort, we go ask her about
Yes, we have.
that. Yeah, we go ask her about that.
Because she has been moving when it comes to plans and so for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
That one, we missed 2 calls there. But outside of that, folks, we were talking about the issue of the garbage there too. And that is not a government issue. And the caller didn't make it a government issue or political issue. The caller spoke about something that is being done by us Grenadians. It's not people come from Biafra and come and show the garbage in the drains and so here. It's we Grenadians doing that nastiness and we need to stop. It's we that doing that. You're seeing the plastic cups and the bottles and all these kind of things. Well, you're going to see less and less of the plastic cups and so on because of the laws that are now in place. But you're still seeing garbage finding its way through the waterways and so down into the carnage. And some people feel because they throw a cup or they throw one of these things into the drain that all of a sudden it's taken care of, it's disappeared. But no, it's ending up into, especially around the carnage. So when you're speaking of areas like Marine Villa and you're speaking H.A. Blaze Street and Lucas Street, even going so far as behind Heinze. Yeah, all of those areas there. When heavy rains come and that water wash down, you're going to see what happens in the carnage.
The whole thing just capsized. Sheldon, I want to say hey, thanks to the Port Authority, I've seen right out around the bus terminus, they have erected a 10-foot wall, certain place, and a 10-foot fence, certain areas, right, facing the sea. So persons cannot go and sit on the wall and urinate and defecate and throw their garbage all over, on the seaside. Because when you come in, when the tourists and so is coming and you look around by the bus terminals, before you see the amount of waste.
But when you're talking about sea,
I
went there on 2 occasions to clean, and you want to know some of the things. I wouldn't say.
Telling you,
I don't want
man.
to turn off anybody that may be just having breakfast, so I wouldn't go into it. And sorry, I missed 2 calls. Let's take a call. You don't want to know somebody's stuff.
Good
morning, Devon.
Good morning.
How's everything?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Sheldon, Devon, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers of our nation and the fathers throughout the world. And Brother Sheldon, I am appealing to our fathers. Let us be a good role model to our children and to the young men and to young people of our nation. Right? I want us to be positive. Right? And let us demonstrate that love, the care for our children and also for our neighbors' children. I want to say to fathers, as we celebrate fathers, let us be the fathers that and the head of our home. We should not be the second phase, but God calls us to be the head, and let us demonstrate that love and care for our family. So, Brother Devon, Sheldon, you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all.
Okay, my friend, have a wonderful day.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Father's Day coming up. Yeah. So,
Father-
what kind of Father's
Father's
Day?
Day to all the daddies.
Yeah, Mother's Day thing, Father's Day thing.
Yeah, to all, I mean, but
So the
hey,
fathers are the
as-
people for the Mother's Day thing and so
well, yeah, I mean, but you know what I realized with that, there are some of the women and the mothers, they stepping up to the game now. They paying a lot of attention to Father's Day now than before, in my view. I mean, I don't know the experience of other person, but in my view, I think a lot of our women and so on, our children are paying a lot of attention to Father's Day, the interest more of the father. And I think also to our fathers, a lot of us who have not been doing well by our children and our family are beginning to get the message and trying their best to do. I mean, I'm not coming down on men per se, but there are a lot of us who need to up our game. We need to pay attention as fathers to our family, to our children. Yes, we may not able to give them everything we want, but just being there for them is a lot, you know. So hey, I'm looking forward to fathers doing their best continuously.
Let's give an opportunity for the overseas line. So get the number for the overseas line again.
347-329-3101.
And as we say, folks, it's an open line today. Devon did just mention the work that took place at the bus terminus. We did warn that was one of the suggestions that were being made in relation to the garbage solution problem there, because what you are having is tons and tons of garbage being placed between the stones there. And after being warned once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 times, some sort of action had to be taken. So, boom, you have a wall there. The only thing is that I still advocate that the Port Authority needs to definitely look at the issue of increasing the bathroom areas for the busmen. You can't have 200-300 busmen down there and one urinal for all of them to use. That just ain't happening. That ain't worth it. Yeah, you at least need a 6 to a 10 urinals for the busmen to be able to use.
Busmen and women.
Yeah. So you need to have an area there, because remember, in some instances we talk about the busmen here, but they're also the conductors. With many of them. So we need to have a proper urinal facility there, toilet facility for the busmen and so on. I would even go as far as to suggest that probably what you need is a little game room, they relax there and so. You could even use it as a revenue generator. Don't sell alcohol. You ain't selling alcohol to men going and drive bus. But you have a little area that they could go and play a little pool, play a little darts, watch a little news, whatever it is. And there's room that it could happen.
Oh yeah, and they won't miss anything.
Yeah, you have them there, they go, they relax and so, and when the time come, they know it's their turn to go, they go and they drive the bus and so.
The intercom, they call them Grenville.
Yeah, so bathroom facilities, a little pool, a little drafts, a little thing like a little sports thing there, they could hang out and all that kind of thing. When they're ready, they just walk over to the bus and they go. It could be a little revenue generator for the Port Authority itself.
Because in any one day, when you look at the end of the bus terminus and so, you sometimes see 20, 30 guys liming right around there playing draft. 4, 5 draft table board right there, and they just enjoying themselves. So imagine if you have a nice area where they can relax and wait on their turn and recreate. That's good. And as you say, Port authorities can make money out of that too.
Yeah, just don't sell alcohol.
Yeah, no alcohol.
You can't sell alcohol to people going and drive public transport.
Well, I think it's illegal to be selling alcohol on the terminus anyways. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, Devon and Senator Sheldon.
Hi, morning.
Morning.
I talk to you all.
Yes, I realize that, yeah.
Yeah, listen up. I was so grateful to hear Mr. Humphrey from that meeting with the NNP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was so much truth being revealed to us. Senator, I hope sometime you could get to play that maybe over and over, like how you did it with Mr. Steele for the health. So enlighten people. So much baloney and lies has been said about that conflict. I don't know how it is now with the government and them, but it was so relieving and so revealing to me. Please, if you get some time, do that some other time to enlighten people. And thank you all for your, what you all have been doing. But I have another pressing issue, Sheldon. It's that gap coming up from the Jangley to Jangley from the post office by Miss Jones' shop. There is a netting of an iron there. You know, my son got injured there badly. Friday, he can't even go to work this morning. He has to go to the doctor.
Hold on. Tell me the specific area again.
Going up Jangley by Miss Jones' shop, right by the post office there, that grill is very unsafe. Several people get injured there, and I'm talking because it's on me now personally. The boy get injured there Friday, and he has to go to the doctor this morning. He couldn't even go to work. So please ask the Ministry of Works to go right now or very soon and look at that grill there.
The Grenada's post office end? The Grenada's post office end, right?
Yes,
Okay,
going up to the Jangley Road there.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes. I'll follow up on that for you.
Yes, because so much people get injured, and I said, Josh, you all in report that? He said, Mommy, no, but now it's on me. So
Okay.
we really have to get something done on it, please.
Okay. I'll do that for
Thank
you.
you all so much.
No
Keep
problem,
up
my
the good
dear.
work.
You
All
take
right.
care.
Okay,
Have a
bye-bye.
good morning.
I'm surprised my friend in golf course didn't call and tell me about that one yet.
Yeah.
But probably she didn't know about it also. But you know, once she know about that
She
again,
called,
call.
yeah. Very
Right.
concerned citizen.
Yeah,
and she on a game, yeah.
And we have a listener in the Ministry of Works who usually takes note of things like this and tries to address it ASAP. Yeah. And I believe I know the grill that she's speaking about, but because I pass that area every now and again, but I didn't know it was that dangerous and that it was injuring people. And I myself would have already tried to call in to deal with that. So I'll follow up on that one. And the reason I asked, because, you know, the other post office kind of lead up to Janangley, if you know what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Springs Post Office. So you could pass by Springs Post Office and you go up to Janangley as well.
Right.
If you know where you're passing. So that's why I had to ask which one of the post office, if it was Springs or Grenada's Post Office. Both of them have roads that lead up to Janangley. So that's what I was asking. All right, 4407377 and
And 347-329-3101.
So that
Give
one
us a call.
Yeah, so this one, I'm flagging this one as an important one to deal
very,
with. People
very,
getting
very
injured there, we
important,
had to deal with it. Yeah?
Yeah.
We had to deal with it. And folks, me and you, we all have a responsibility. You see me? One vehicle you ain't seeing garbage flying out is mine. You're not seeing that. Yeah? Unless it's a drive next to a dustbin to put it in the dustbin. But you ain't seeing no bottle. Oftentimes I see that sort of thing and it annoys the living daylights out of me. You see a vehicle traveling and you see they just throw out something, and in some instances you pass the driver, so you tell the driver, say, hey, what stupidness you're doing there and thing. And is what I don't tell you about how your mother was created and how you was created through your mother, all kind of thing, you know. Is what I ain't telling you. Yeah, we have a
Hello,
caller.
good morning, Mr. Sheldon and Mr. Devon.
Good
Morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
Morning, good morning, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Listen now, by Maitland Guards, they go up in Zanley.
Mm-hmm.
When you go up on the bottom side, you have a bus, water for so. When somebody talked to me about that, they said last week, they called in out and up and they don't come and fix it.
A broken means exactly in that road going up there?
Yeah, on the side.
How far?
A light, a spotlight right by a little road on the church,
Yeah.
right between the.
By the laundry there?
Yeah, right
Okay.
beside it.
All
And the light now lighting the whole night.
Okay, so the light. I thought you say a broken means
Yeah,
as in
the
a pipe.
But the light now, I talking about the light now.
Okay.
So the lighting the whole night. So call Grenada.
Hold on, Green Man, let me make sure that I'm hearing you correct. So the pipe is broken where? Around by the laundry too?
Yeah, come down by the pipe, by the light,
Yeah.
coming down on the side. You know you have an Indian man living there?
I don't know the Indian man,
He
but
sell clothes and things.
I know the area. It's not a long distance, so the guys could track
just
it, yeah.
After you leave Maitland Guard coming up,
Yeah.
just on the side.
Okay, on the right hand side?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the light, lighting the whole night.
And the light there, okay. All right.
All
So
later. All right.
thank you,
All
brother.
right,
All
boss.
right, bye-bye.
Good man.
Yeah, there's another area that's past you. That's going up. If you're going to go in Janangley, you could pass there as well.
Yeah, and
from
go up there,
Belmont
yeah.
to go up. So, yeah, all that's my area. I must know them areas. I must know them areas. So, all right. So that one too is an important one. Busted means Von.
You know,
in the van and I'm on it.
you know,
Right.
someone just sent a message, and I've noticed that myself last week. Same thing with the carnage.
Call your name, man.
Yeah, Mr. Gavin, good morning to you. So, yeah, I've noticed that where they have the boats, the big cargo boats, breaking all the edges and so, because due to carelessness or otherwise, and so. But I mean, a big portion of it right in front of Hubbard's around there, right around that corner there. You see where one of the cargo boats, one of the boats hit against the concrete and basically mash up the sidewalk, break up part of it. These are the things that we have to be very careful about, and we have to pay attention to.
And again, we must say we're not against anybody making a dollar, because as soon as you speak about some of these things, some people try to twist it political in that, this person may be supporting, or that company may be supporting this side or that side, and this not. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, care who anybody support. But at the end of the day, if we have an issue like that, it has to be addressed.
Has to be.
Because when this happens and the carnage broken up, it is my tax dollars and your tax dollars. Every single one of you that's listening right now, your tax dollars that have to go into fixing it.
And
so if we see it, we have to talk about it.
And it's becoming very dangerous to pedestrians.
Yeah.
Those of us who are walking every day.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Mr. Devon and Mr. Scott.
Morning, my dear.
Good morning, sir.
All right.
I have a problem years now. I call the station about it. I live at Grandans Valley, and we reported this loud music to the police, the Montrouge police. When Mr. Antoine was there, he sent some police around and talked to the people who playing the music loud. But all these things now, it just gone dead, Mr. Antoine not there. There are people who playing the music morning, noon, and night and worrying people. We really need some help at the Grandans Valley with that noise. It's really annoying. We went to the station and we make report, myself and others. And the police and them take statement. And up to this blessed day from 2017 to now, nothing is done. There are one home where the police go over and over and over and talk to that person. And they still continue playing the music loud. Sometime when we have prayer in our house, we have to close all the windows because everything coming back on us. It's really, really, really unfair. We asking, please, to do something about it.
All right.
You remember you had given me the number for the ombudsman. I didn't get through with him, and I find
I think
the police and them should handle the situation.
What I would like you to do, caller, is call me immediately.
I'm hearing you very low.
What I would like you to do is call me immediately after the program.
Okay then, thanks so much.
I'll be here waiting on your call.
Number?
Yes, this same number. I'll be sitting here waiting on your call.
Okay then, thanks so much.
No problem.
All right.
Yeah, because I think that it's time for that to reach to the commissioner.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes you put it at a police station and the outcome ain't the outcome that's supposed to happen. Sometimes they need to get a commissioner.
We need to go higher.
Yeah.
Definitely
and you see, in the year 2006, Act number 7 of the year 2006 is the Noise Abatement Act. And in the Noise Abatement Act, number 6, Section 6 says there's a restriction on the use of a loudspeaker. And subsection to that says under Section 6, Section 1A, between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. the following morning for any purpose. It says, let me start. 1. Subject to the Act, a loudspeaker shall not be operated in a street or public place, A, between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. the following morning for any purpose, or B, at any time except 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. on the same day for the purpose of advertising any entertainment, meeting, procession, trade, or business. Now, what happens there is that, for instance, you know there are these vans that go around broadcasting meetings and so. The law says that they first of all have to get permission from the Commissioner of Police.
Yes.
and that they cannot do that within certain time frames. Definitely never between the hours of 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. You can't do that. And with special thing to advertise meetings between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's what the law says in relation to that. That's one. That's for loudspeakers and so going around. But noise in general, a lot of people do not realize that even your neighbor doing construction has to get permission to do that construction because of the noise that it may, for instance, you're living next door to someone who is doing a remodeling of the house or so, and you have a newborn baby. The noise is going to constantly be keeping the child up, waking up the child during the day and so. The act actually covers that as well, you know. Construction sites actually are supposed to get a thing from the Commissioner of Police giving them permission for noise to take place within a certain period of time. Some people feel it's my place. They just pull out a jackhammer and they start. No.
Or excavator just come anytime
because
and just dig, you know.
Your noise is not staying in your property.
Mm-mm.
Your noise cross the fence and it come over into my property. When it reach over there,
it don't fall.
When your noise cross over the property and reach by me, it's an offense.
That's when it becomes a problem.
It crossed the fence and it come by me, so it's an offense.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how the law operates in relation to these things. That's why I think we probably need to set aside a lawyer day. The thing is difficult to get lawyers at the time we do this program.
Exactly.
Because they're in court.
Most of them, they're in court.
Yeah, so if we have to do a lawyer thing, it may have to be a pre-recorded something for lawyers and so. So let me just give that one. Section 9 says prior consent for work on construction sites. A person who intends to carry out works on which Section 10 applies, Section 10 being construction, shall make an application to the minister for consent under this section. An application under this section shall contain particulars of the works and the method by which they are to be carried out, and the steps proposed to be taken to reduce noise resulting from the works. So you can't just go and do construction like that, you know. You're supposed to get permission because you can't be in breach of the Noise Control Act. Right? And then it goes to lay out the different conditions under which people can get a permit or be refused a permit for the noise in a particular area and at a particular time. All right? And there's, there's supposed to be noise disturbing church meetings, etc. Section 16 speaks to that. No person shall operate or continue to operate a loudspeaker or musical instrument in such a matter that by reason of the level of noise emitted, it unreasonably disturbs persons participating or attempting to participate in religious meetings or religious service or any function of a religious nature, whether or not the premises being used or sought to be used for the religious function or the occasion in question are normally used for religious functions. Persons living or residing in the neighborhood. So Section B speaks to that caller who called a while ago. Section B speaks to him. You cannot, according to Section 16 of the 2006 Noise Control Act, you cannot. It says, subject to subsection 5, and we'll go over subsection 5. No person shall operate or continue to operate a loudspeaker or musical instrument in such a matter that by reason of the level of noise emitted, it unreasonably disturbs persons living or residing in the neighborhood. That's Section B. Any person who contravenes this is guilty of an offense. I know that the police can carry out various actions. They can seize the equipment if they've given you 1 warning, 2 warnings, 3 warnings, they could seize the equipment.
And take it to court. They
could charge you. And so I could go, let me see if I could find this section as into the penalties here. A person who is guilty of an offense under this act is liable on summary conviction to 1, in the case of a first offense, to a fine of $250. So they could end up having to pay $250.
First offense.
In the case of a second offense, to a fine not exceeding $500 or to imprisonment for 6 months or to both. So you could find yourself having to pay $500 and still spend 6 months in prison, spend 6 months in prison, or pay $500 in default 6 months in prison. You could find yourself in any of those situations. In the case of a third offense, after I spent 6 months in prison for noise, I go back to the offense.
I don't even what I do in my house.
Me, I don't even play a Congo drum. In the case of a third offense, I'm just reading this out for you. And folks, you can call in. Remember, it's hard talk. You can call in. In the case of a third offense, to a fine not exceeding $1,000 or to imprisonment for 9 months or to both. So you could end up paying $1,000 or end up in prison for 9 months. That's after you don't spend 6 months already, probably.
Wow.
Yeah? And if you're still dummy and you go for a fourth offense, it ain't no fine, no. Imprisonment for 1 year.
Street.
1 year in jail. Yeah. A magistrate in dealing with any complaint under this act may order the production before him or her of any loudspeaker or musical instrument in respect of which it has been alleged or proven that offense has been committed under this act, and upon such production the magistrate may, upon the conviction of any person in addition to the penalties provided in subsection 1, make an order under section 22(7) in relation to such loudspeaker or musical instrument, notwithstanding the circumstances that such loudspeaker or musical instrument had not been detained by the police pursuant to section 22(3). In other words, the magistrate could order them to seize. In the instance of this, you could seize a person's radio, loudspeaker, the DJ system. You could seize it. The police can't seize it. And this section 28 under the penalties says that they have the right to do that. They can seize your equipment. All right? So it's laid out plain. So if you go to the police station and they refuse to act on it, then probably you need to contact headquarters.
Yeah.
Because you are the ones. This caller been calling about this thing for about 2 years now.
I feel his pain. Yeah.
Some people have to be reasonable, because if they do not have the permission to operate a loudspeaker during this period and time,
they can't.
Simple. All right? Nice.
I want to touch on something, Sheldon. I've been noticing it has been getting better, but when it comes to our roads, and so I travel over the Grenada almost every day, and you notice, a number of trucks every morning. Sometimes just me alone, when I coming down, Sheldon, I pass sometimes 8, 9 trucks going up with gravel and sand, and so, for the different construction sites, and so things is booming, right? I want to continue.
Careful you're saying that.
Yeah. Morning, Beast.
Cousin when because I don't know what you want that. No, before you go further, I know we're on the trucks.
We're on the trucks.
But before you continue on the trucks, Beast, I don't know that. Because I don't know that to you. Because not you. Don't know that to you.
Anyhow, yeah,
afraid to go Kaiso Bar's lunch, because I know what I go get.
I'll go in.
If I go in again, I don't feel. Them know me afraid that.
But my concern is that the gravel and the sand that has been spilled on the road, it has minimized now, because I've seen a number of trucks putting tarpaulin over to cover their load and so on. They take in the required amount, and that is good, but it's still happening. So those who are not doing it as yet, right, and causing the spill, and so to fall over on the hill, and so it is dangerous for commuters, especially those in the buses. And so when they are loaded and they have to go over the hills and skating around the corner, that is not good. So I'm continue to appeal to all our truckmen and vehicles that travel with sand and gravel, and so to be more careful, right, and do what is necessary. Also, the operators of the heavy equipment, and so the tractor trailers and tractors, and so plying the nation's road, please. It is dangerous, right, when you're traveling with this heavy equipment without a driver or outrider at the front to warn incoming traffic. And so it is dangerous. We need to pay more attention, right, to our fellow citizens. You alone are not, utilizing the road. And I think the traffic department should ensure or should put some things in place where you have these heavy vehicles can only travel certain roads and at certain time within the day, right, to ease up the flow of traffic and everything. It's becoming a concern, right, to commuters, and it's becoming dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Also, Sheldon, on my way down right in Bolio, I saw an accident. I'm wondering how that accident happened. Right at the top of
somebody do something wrong. That's what
oh man, it's
you know,
it's
one
amazing.
One of the things I must say is that in coming in this morning, I did meet at about 3 points. I think the first point was somewhere on the Karani James Boulevard. The second point was in Tantine at the Eric Machugeri roundabout there. And the third point was coming up the lane. Third and fourth, because there were two areas with it, where there's wet cement at the side of the road. There's wet cement there, which means that some truck pass and somebody's thing fall. Yeah, we love the construction, man getting work. The mere fact that the cement there means that thing taking place, but let me do it proper. Companies that are doing this, clean up your mess. Why we have to operate like slave? Why it always have to be a situation that the government had to step in with a big stick to come and beat people for them to be able to do the right thing? Why we have to operate like if it's massa have us picking cutting cane and all kind of thing, and every time we turn we back, we go and we sit down and we decide we ain't cutting no cane. So some massa had to stand up over us with a whip to beat us. We know the right thing to do. So the companies that are involved in that, I know one company, I saw a situation where their truck had a spill in going, and so it had that situation, and they had another van passing behind with some guys with some spade going and clean it up. That's wonderful. I'm trying to remember the company. I don't want to go and say one company is the next one. But for those companies that are doing it, that are moving with the mix and it falling out and dirting the side of the road, and you're not sending and clean it up. Look at around by Anglican High School now if you're coming up the lane. It's gotten to a situation there that you have, it's reduced on the size of the length, the width of the road, because over the years, trucks been passing and it building up there. Now if government goes and government says now to each of the companies, we're implementing a 10% tax on you to clean up that. For everything that you're doing right now and whatever you make, government is going to charge you 10% and take that money to clean up the mess. I bet you all always start to clean it up.
They clean it up. And there are not much companies that do that business, right?
So they are?
Yeah, it's only about 3 or 4 of them that does that.
And Devon, there are 1 or 2 of you that recently I got some pictures that I'll pass on to the relevant people that go in and dump the remainder of your mix in certain places.
Yes.
Including above bananas. Yeah, don't feel like I have pictures of your truck with a number. Going behind, there's a, the hillside up above, I think you all had a camp there at a time or something. Yeah. So up behind there.
That is where the monk, the attack took place.
Well, I don't know.
The original revolutionary morning on the top of the hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So up there, they're going and they're dumping the cement there, and so it had areas that guys used to go for nefarious purposes to go and park up in different areas there and do things right. They can't even go. Them fellas complaining. So
they can't. Too much of concrete. Concrete barring them.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Both all you do the right thing.
Both of you.
The trucks that are going and dump the cement there, do the right thing. And those of you that go in there for nefarious reasons, do the right thing too.
Cut it out.
You come out bananas, I'm going on top there. Feel nobody ain't seen all you. I'm telling you, boy.
Yeah, and these things continue to create problems and so for a lot of our citizens, especially our elderly citizens, and so who have to commute and walk the road and so on, have to go through all these issues.
Yeah, because
we can do better.
As we speak, there's wet cement coming up the lane there. Could the company that had trucks that passed there, the driver must know. You must know that is your truck that passed there. Could you clean it up, please? Don't let me reach to the stage that we had to start pulling out the cameras and take picture and shame you.
And calling the police and say, look, I just see that one, and I'm giving them the number and thing. We need to do better than that.
Or look into the Road Traffic Act, which says that if you do anything that damages the road, that you have to be responsible for it, because you just end up making you pave over the whole of the lane just for that, Yeah, we'll say damage the whole lane, pave over the whole thing.
And it'll cost you millions of dollars.
Depot is reminding us of something that since last week I had to do.
Yes.
We had to send a shout out. I did it personally to him. We have to shout out Anderson Peters. He set a new Grenada national record in the javelin. I think it's 83 point somebody now. A new record in the javelin. He's getting closer to that 90. Yeah. So Anderson Peters, we send a big shout out to you. And also he retained his NCAA, I think it is NCAA does it, or NCCA or whatever. Yeah, championship.
NCAA,
Yeah, his championship out there in the United States in the javelin, which means he's the baddest in the javelin in the whole of America right now. You understand? Yeah, Grenadian. At his level, you know, the junior level, yeah, he's the baddest. He's not junior again, he's senior now.
Yeah, you'll be senior now, yeah.
Because the man looking to head to the World Championships and then...
And medal and then Olympics, man.
So we're looking forward to seeing our own Anderson Peters in action. I don't know if he's going to the Pan Am Games. I know the Pan Am Games are the first ones coming up.
Yeah.
We have Josh Boateng. He's in Grenada now. Good morning, Josh. I know he's qualified for the Pan American Games. I am not sure on the team. I haven't seen the list of the team yet. The Grenada Olympic Association will send that out in due time. If Grenada is sending a team and who comprises the team. And then we have the World Championships taking place in September, October. We have that taking place. So we're looking forward to seeing those things.
And you know, Sheldon, every month or every couple of months, Grenada's prospect of gaining more and more medals on the world stage is growing, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time you look on Facebook or you get the news, you hear of a Grenadian athlete, whether in athletics or different type of sport. Grenada, you know, I mean, a small country as well, we have been doing great things have been going on. I mean, from this country point of view, and we must be grateful. We must continue to support our athletes and be proud. You know?
Yes, indeed. 4407377. I think we have a call on the line.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh boy, like we lost that one. Good morning. All right, seems as though we lost that one. 4407377. That's the number. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning to you, sir.
What I want to do, I want to commend or congratulate the organizers and the police, especially the police at the South St. George Police Station, for the way they handle the traffic in that music festival that just finished.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we need to take that organization or the way they organize the traffic down there as an example for the shows and events happening. Because instead you have vehicles parking close to the activity or the event, they should have them park away and use shuttle. This is a very, very good idea. And I think that other promoters and organizers could look into doing what I see happen down there in the music festival over the weekend. Hats off to the police, man. The police was really, really good in the handling of the traffic.
All right.
Last week, a caller had called on Friday concerning the roads. And Sheldon was saying that the caller was not right. I wouldn't say that he wasn't right. Maybe part of what he's saying was true, yeah? Because when you look at the condition of the road from Ghana up to the north, you have to be swinging away from holes. You go Graniton is the same. You go St. David's is the same. So I think they need to do some patching up. Because they are patching, but I don't know. They patch now and then in a few months you see holes. So I don't know what is going on in the road here.
But caller, if you heard when I said that, you'd have also heard that I said very clearly. What the caller said was that all the roads in Grenada are bad. I said we do have issues with roads, but the caller is not being truthful when they say all the roads are bad. So how was I wrong?
He have his points as well. There is roads.
No. You just said that I was wrong. Basically, what I said.
I didn't say it was wrong.
Right. So what's the issue then? That you had to raise that up as some point, like if I said something that was wrong.
No.
The caller said that all the roads in Grenada are bad. I pointed out to them that what they said is untrue. There are roads that have I also, if you were listening and heard what I said, I also said that the minister had mentioned in post-cabinet just about 2 weeks before that the asphalt has been ordered since about February. It has been paid for. But due to whatever is going on with Trinidad and so on, and probably even as a fallout of the Venezuela situation, that asphalt is yet to reach to Grenada. They have spoken to them recently again on when that shipment of asphalt will be here so that you can have the patching what needs to be patched and the reconstruction of where needs to be reconstructed. I was very clear on that.
Yeah.
The audio is there. You can go back and listen to the program from Friday or when, and you would hear I said that.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you.
You know, he's talking about the road, I didn't want to sort of interject when he talk about it from the north and going over the Granite Tank. I travel at Granite Tank Road almost every day. And I could tell you, and there are commuters who can bear me out, over the Granite Tank, the road there right now is in its best state for a long time.
It's not perfect. We're not saying
it's
it's
not perfect, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The busmen are comfortable. Yes, there are one or two holes, and so I mean, in the road, and you'll find that.
You know, when you leave Black Forest coming up before you take 1910, there's some rough patches there.
They are.
That's admitted. You know that there are rough patches there, but as I said clearly, it's not an issue like the government just ignore it and well, it's a pothole, it's a pothole.
Exactly.
The minister was on the postcard. He said the asphalt has been ordered since earlier this year. The problem is that whatever happening with Trinidad, because you know Trinidad have their issues right now, it has not been shipped. Yeah? So that's what you're waiting on right now for the asphalt to arrive.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you,
morning.
sir.
And Mr. Scott and
Hey,
Mr.
sir.
Romain, I want to say a pleasant good morning to you all and a pleasant good morning to your listening audience. So now, Mr. Scott and Mr. Romain, let me address the first issues first. What you are saying is that the minister have said that the asphalt, that's the black stuff.
Yes.
Well, we just mix in. Well,
let's say bitumen.
Bitumen. It come in a kind of a brownish color. That was ordered in February.
Paid for already.
And have not yet arrived.
Yeah, it's been paid for already.
As a result of that, we are waiting for this asphalt in terms of continuing the preparation, in terms of continuing to give the Grenadian people the road that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So that is, I understand that. Now, gentlemen, let me get straight to my point here. I'm political, no question about that. Some people are playing in a game they don't quite understand. And because the other side fully understand the game and continue to win, they are upset. Now, since I was a young man, I have heard that eggs have no right in rock stone dance. So if you want to, eggs have no right in rock stone dance. So if you want to play football in what I call punkasal, don't cry when you get pierced by a stud. You understand what I say, Miss Gentleman? No, listen. Now I'm going into what I've been, listening to recently. The government have every right to collect data to improve the delivery of service and to close the loopholes that exist in any aspect of government. And what I'm saying is that I find that my government, the government that I support, which is the NNP, I find that they will be very stupid not to use some of the data to their advantage when it comes to election. Brothers and sisters, that should be no secret. It's all part of how the democratic process works. Mr. Romain and Mr. Scott, we just, believe that we can bamboozle and BS the Grenadian people. No, democracy, the system under which we operate here is every 5 years. It is not fair, because how much can a government do in 5 years that would guarantee them being elected in the next election? Not much. So the system of democracy as it is leaves us with a lot of disadvantages. So those who say that the government wants you to come into the office to do this and to do that and to collect data, in my opinion, there is nothing wrong with it. Government have every right, based on the social programs and other programs that exist, to collect data and to use it to their advantage. Anyone who thinks otherwise, they're not living in the quote-unquote democratic system. Now, I want to go to our young people here for a couple seconds. Now, based on my age, technology was not as advanced and available as it is today. So I'm saying this here, when we look at technology, our young people today limiting themselves when it comes to opportunity that is available? I'm asking that question because let me put it in this context. Let us assume that you have an associate degree or a bachelor's degree. The question I'm asking you, are you limited just to Grenada? Because when you qualify yourselves, in this discipline, Grenada is no longer your playground. Your playground should be whatever is available worldwide. Because, let me wrap up quickly here. Because listen, I'm saying this because I have children. And they have been going to many jobs here since they was 12 years old. This is something we have to kind of get on board with here in Grenada in terms of letting the young people know what is the different discipline, that is wanted and that there is a great need for. So I'm saying since they were 12, so they know what talent is needed, and as a result, they know where they should prepare themselves accordingly. Listen to this. I remember when my 15-year-old told me that, Daddy, I want to be an underwater geologist. No, just imagine that. You know what I mean? I said, well, what's that? I want to know. I said, can this career provide you with a good life? She said yes, and she started to explain. No, in the long run, she opted for law. I'm saying all of this to say that young people have to familiarize themselves with what is needed and prepare themselves accordingly. Mr. Scott and Mr. Romain, based on this world becoming a global village, our students can no longer limit themselves to Grenada, because you have people with the necessary qualification from all over the Caribbean looking for jobs in Grenada and looking for jobs in the wider world. So all I'm saying is that our students here in Grenada have to familiarize themselves with what is needed, not just in Grenada, because if Grenada alone is your playground, then I cannot find the correct word at this time to say how limited you are. So you cannot look at Grenada. You have to look at the Caribbean, and you have to look at the wider world in terms of what is needed and prepare yourself accordingly. Because when I look at all the social and other programs that is available in Grenada, you have the opportunity to equip yourself with the necessary skills and the necessary talent whereby Grenada alone will be a dot in terms of the opportunities that exist for you to do very well in this life.
All right,
Gentlemen,
my friend.
I hope I make some sense in terms of what I was trying to explain.
All right.
Because I'm not, St. Mary's RC is my alma mater. So I just want to ensure that, I did not overstep my boundaries.
No, you did that. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Yes, indeed. And that one, it would be remiss of us today. Only saying it's remiss of us is proper English. Jojo, let me know if saying it would be remiss of us is proper to use in the English language. I know you're listening, Jojo, so I ain't guessing. And if you're not listening, Miss Clytie, you are listening.
Yeah.
So you or Miss Bernice, let me know if to say it would be remiss of us if we did not. Yeah?
Put that to me, please.
Yeah. Sometimes you just had to get correction. Mr. Jerry Romain, you listening?
Yes.
Yeah, Uncle Jerry. Jerry. But anyway, I have to congratulate somebody that's very special to me. Her Excellency Clarice Charles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have to congratulate her.
Yes.
Mrs. Clarice Charles. She has been given the Order of the British Empire by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah.
Well-deserved order.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So the Queen's birthday honors for 2019, and the persons who have been awarded on the island of Grenada, the Order of the British Empire, the CBE, Citizen of the British Empire, goes to Mrs. Clarice Charles for services to education, trade unionism, and foreign affairs. And OBE, Order of the British Empire, goes to Dr. Michael Radix for services to health and community service. Mm-hmm. Dr. Radix, Dix, deserve that. MBE, Mrs. Sylvia Nayak for services to the business community and community service. And the British Empire Medal to Crocketer, Mr. Raphael Johnson. We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Devon and Sheldon.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. But could you tell that last caller, give us a little bit every week, day by day? You can't give us all at one time. People get confused.
You listening?
And I think, Devon, your good friend, you should tell him, buddy, give us a little piece by piece now.
I will.
Everybody are holding their head,
I will, and he's listening.
You know he's listening.
I love him, but tell him, oh God, cut it up in pieces now.
Don't worry, you go take care of that. How you doing, my friend?
You on your real like thing,
He's making them men here laugh, boy. Say, oh my God, I know when he gets on, boy, I tell you, that's Grenada, that will be nice, so. Anyhow, guys, I'm listening. Have a good day.
All right, boss. You take good care. One love. Hey, and I want to say good morning to our good friend out there in Tobago, man. Yeah, you and all the friends and the business acquaintances out there in Tobago. Good morning to you. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hey, Sheldon, we fastly approaching the end of our program.
Yeah.
It's just about 5 minutes again. It's been another wonderful, beautiful day in Spice Country. And so, good morning and welcome.
No.
I
touched to release. Okay. Yeah, to say it would be remiss of us is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, I know you're listening. I had to guess that. I know you're listening. All I had to say Jojo, and again, get the answer on time. Yeah, but Devon Crocketer, he has been awarded by Her Majesty for services to culture. And the thing is, he could get it for culture. He could also get it for education as well. Yeah, he could also get it for education. Yeah, so Raphael Johnson, the cricketer, he has been awarded the British Empire Medal by Her Majesty in the civil division. All right? And he's the only person awarded this year in the civil division.
Wow.
Yeah. Devon go get it next year for military services. I'll get it for media services. Yeah, I'll get my medal next year for media services.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Her Excellency, Mrs. Clarice Charles, again, for services to education. You see areas that to put for? Education, trade unionism, and foreign affairs. So she get in 3 areas.
Yeah, and it's in order, Education, then she went into the trade union while in education, and then
foreign affairs. And then Dr. Michael Radix for services to health and community service.
He has been ever.
Dr. Dix.
Yeah, always. Since I know myself as a young boy, he has been giving back. You know, so not just him as a doctor, but his brother who was a lawyer, God bless his soul.
I used to like to see your brother in court. Hey, watch. I'm that older, but let me tell you, if you were not around in court to see Radix, Kendrick Radix in court, you missed something.
Yeah, he was exceptional.
It's about a few people I used to love to see in court. Kendrick Radix, the late Ashley Bernadine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Soka Boka.
Ashley, well, I never get to see Soka Boka, but I see Kendrick Radix, I see Ashley Bernadine. And as a magistrate, is one magistrate that you go in his court and you have to stifle the laughter because he's dealing with the situation and them serious situation, and the man passing sentence. But even when he passed sentence on the prisoner themselves cracking up. Used to be Mr. George Prime.
Yeah.
Serious. Listen, I used to enjoy I was a court reporter at the time for the Grenada Informer.
Yeah.
And I used to go to court to do the little report on court. But anytime you go inside and you sit down and you see George Prime as the magistrate, man, you're there and you're trying to stifle the laughter, you know, because he's saying some kind of out of the way thing. Man, you again? You fed up? All right. Oh, that's how he used to say.
Yeah, and he's not trying to be the Englishman. As most of the judges and lawyers want to be.
And he can speak when he has to speak properly. He speaks the Queen's English when he has to.
Oh, very much. He's good at that. You know?
I used to enjoy going to court and see these men and them.
George Prime.
You could never get men like that again.
No, you won't see that. You won't see that. Even the late Mr. Sylvester. No,
I saw him
lawyer
before
Sylvester,
too.
father. These guys, they when they see them in the court in front of the judge, and so they would. I mean, it's something that you would love to see. As a young person, you would love.
Some other lawyers at the time may have been forgettable, but not those.
Not those,
Not Ashley Bernadine. The late Ashley Bernadine, not the late Kenneth Radix.
And they should mix business pleasure. They should be serious in their work, but make it fun. You know, so even if you staring down 5-6 years in prison or a big fine, having these lawyers and so would have softened that, you know, that blow, that expectation, and so forth. And that was good. Yeah. You know, they had that human touch. You know.
But Devon, we are coming off a long weekend. One caller did mention the successful Grenada Music Festival. Very successful this weekend. A lot of folks. In fact, every single post I've seen, only positive reviews to Steve Duncan and that show, and looking forward to 2020. Everyone looking forward to 2020. So the Grenada Music Festival, I know a lot of persons are looking forward to the year 2020 with that. And you also had the Cowpen did their launch. I know that Carnival City is coming up. Carnival City launch is coming up. Spice Mass, yeah. You can tell when part 9 are wrong. All know. We done hear everything for Spice Mass already. You don't call her. Every time we say Spice Mass, you hear, yes, what all you call him for?
Yeah.
You don't get a call already. You know?
Morning, Kurt.
Morning, Kurt. Yeah.
Hey, and also, too, over the weekend, we had the religious bodies meeting.
The Pentecost
Day, Pentecost Sunday. Yeah, up in Progress Park. Another successful day for them and so. And hey, and you know what is amazing with that? The bishop used all the different mediums to get his message out. Even Wagiti Bingo and all. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, he know how to get people out. Yeah, and that was good.
That's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. We'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing. Tomorrow morning, we expect to have the post-cabinet press briefing.
Yeah.
We've already confirmed our guests for both Thursday and Friday. We've confirmed our guests for both days already. All right? So it's going to be a packed week for us, a shorter week than normal, as we know, but it's going to be a packed week for us.
And exciting.
An exciting week. Again, we're going to give you a lot of... See, just so short, just that thing. We'll give you a lot of information in the short week that we do have. That's what we're here to do. All right? So, in whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
Not about you.
Love each and every one of you. We are out of here.
Peace out.
Hello, my name is Michaela Williams, winner of the Festival of the Arts Secondary School Solo Pan Competition. And these are my colleagues.
We are members of the Full Comancheros Field Orchestra, your current Panorama champions.
Having won 3 of the last full panorama competitions in Spice Mass.
We are inviting you to Spice Mass 2019, especially junior and senior panorama, at the National Stadium on Saturday, 10th August 2019.
Come and enjoy the experience, the excitement, and the skills of the players of the various steel orchestra. Suzuki Pan Wizards,
Republic Bank Angel Apps,
New Dimension,
Panacea,
Melody Warriors,
Rainbow City All-Stars, Grand Roy Pan Angels,
Digital Florida All-Stars,
and of course, Flow Comancheros.
After Panorama, you can join us on the road for Juve and Parade of the Bands on Monday the 12th and Tuesday the 13th of August.
Spice Mass 2019. Don't visit.
The Grenada Tourism Authority is happy to once again sponsor the Pitimatnik Whitsuntide Regatta Festival. From all indications, the festival continues to build momentum and is a much anticipated event in the Grenadines. We want to commend the Pitimatnik Whitsuntide Committee and the Festival Board for a well-planned and executed festival yearly, and we look forward to an even better product in the future. We know that Pitimatnik are a close-knit people, both at home and abroad, and as a result, the yearly return of those in the diaspora is no surprise to us. We want to say a special thank you and welcome to everyone visiting. We are certain your weekend will be great. If it is your first time for the festival, we know you will have a great time, and we want you to come again. The islanders are known for friendliness, and they will treat as family. The island is considered a safe haven, so enjoy the natural beauty. The Grenada Tourism Authority has been working closely with Pitimatnik community, and as a result, undertook several projects within the last year. We understand the importance of education and keeping our traditions alive. Therefore, we have been working closely with the principal, staff, and students of the Pitimatnik RC School to host a big drum workshop for students. We are amazed at the talent which was displayed at the launch of the Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival, and which we will see later on tonight. Upon conclusion of the training, the students received uniforms, and the school received 2 drums and 3 shacks. The students were also among the first to be pinned as student tourism ambassadors as part of Grenada Tourism Authority Awareness Program. Other activities included environmental initiatives, quizzes, and an educational island tour for students so they could learn more about the island. We are also supporting the Ministry of Carriacou and Pitimatnik Affairs in completing a welcome center on island. So when tourists arrive, they can visit that office for information. Your own Shadik Betel was also recently employed with the authority and is now assigned to the Communications Department with the responsibility for the Discover Carriacou and Petit Martinique Facebook page, which is the official social media page promoting the sister islands. We look forward to continuing our work with Petit Martinique as we develop the tourism product. Let me again, on behalf of the Grenada Tourism Authority, wish everyone a fun-filled festival as we showcase our ancestry of boat building. Let me encourage everyone to play your part in keeping their environment clean by using a bin as we keep Petit Martinique pure, unspoiled, and authentic. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your night.
Woburn Methodist captures 2019 Disaster Awareness Quiz Championship. Details of this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details of the news for Friday, June 7th, I am Sherry-Ann Noel. Woburn Methodist School emerged champion of the 2019 Annual Disaster Awareness Primary School Quiz, which ran from May 9th to June 6th. Over 35 schools participated in the preliminary round of competition, with 14 zones, with 6 moving on to the final round. The students were quizzed on topics related to hazards, climate change, and disaster preparedness. The quiz is geared towards increasing awareness of comprehensive disaster management within primary schools and to sensitize students and teachers on measures to reduce disaster risk. Disaster Management Minister Senator Dr. Winston Garwe stressed the importance of involving students in the advocacy of preparedness and management.
You can encourage moms and dads, your brothers and sisters at home, that we should not dispose of plastics and any other implement that can degrade or destroy the environment and thus put us in a worse off situation to create the proliferation of breeding spaces or breeding sites for the Aedes aegypti mosquitoes.
Ministry of Education Representative Otto Pear said change of culture starts with the young minds. He said engaging young people will provide the shift needed to develop a culture of preparedness.
If we have to instill preparedness, if we have to put mitigation things in place, we have to start with our young people. And I'm happy to be one of the persons supporting in the representation of the Ministry of Education to ensure that our young people begin to develop a culture of disaster preparedness, develop a culture of really protecting our environment and ensuring that we have a place to live in the future.
St. John's Anglican School placed second in the competition, followed by St. Joseph's RC in third position. The other schools in the final were St. Andrew's Anglican Primary, Hermitage Government, and Dover Government School. Still with news on disaster preparedness, NADMA's clarion call to Grenadians to be prepared was resounded on Friday during the agency's open house in front of the Bruce Street Mall in St. George. The open house was held in commemoration of Disaster Awareness Week, which concluded on Friday. Many equipment were on display to build awareness on the importance and use of the items in each household in the event of a disaster. NADMA says they are ready but need the support of the public to ensure collective preparedness. Public Relations Officer Alston Crosby gave some insight of the event and the plans that the agency has in store.
The reason for this, it was aimed at increasing our engagement tools with the public. We know that we work every year around this time, especially around the hurricane season. People always pay that special attention to NADMA. Even though what we do is guided by comprehensive disaster management, which means that we work year-round, all hazards, preparing for all the hazards that have the potential of affecting us. Around this time of year is when we come under the spotlight, yeah? So what we would have done was use the start of the season, June 1st, as a time when we use it as an opportunity to bombard the public with information as it relates to preparedness.
She says the response from the public is commendable and they are striving to improve.
So far, it has been great. We will continue to do this because at the end of the day, it is not just getting the responses that you want to hear, but it's also getting the recommendations, the suggestions, the criticism. From there we can build.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The countdown is on to Grenada's most exciting music festival. Friday, 7th June is Sol EC Limited Rhythm and Soul Night with Kerry Hilson, the legendary Freddie Jackson, Eddie Bullen, and Jefferson Ramirez. Saturday, 8th June is Wester Hall Rum Reggae Fest featuring Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Tamara St. Bernard, and more. The festival climaxes on Sunday, 9th June with a George F. Huggins Soca Fusion featuring the All-Stars with Tennyson John and Blacks, Patrice Roberts, Wasways, Jab King, and more. Gates open 7 p.m., showtime 9 p.m. Advance tickets $80 Friday and Saturday, $60 on Sunday, and are available island-wide. Limited VIP and season tickets at Grenada Optical and GoToFet.com. Grenada Music Festival 2019. Get your tickets today. Sponsors: Silver Sands Grenada, Hennessy, the Antillian Group, Coca-Cola, St. George's University, Glenelg Springwater, and Netherlands Insurance.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Agriculture has placed youth in agriculture high on its agenda for 2019 as it promotes employment opportunities, markets, and money management within the agriculture sector. On Thursday, June 6th, the ministry concluded its series of Youth in Agriculture symposiums. Thursday's symposium was organized by the Eastern Agricultural District and was held at the Sams Inn at Dunfermline, St. Andrew. Mina Booker, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, has more in this report.
39 persons, including farmers, youth in the field of agriculture, and staff of the Eastern Agriculture District, participated in the forum. The Ministry of Agriculture is confident that information disseminated can augur well for participants and will aid in job efficiency of staff. Presentations were made from sponsor Ariza Credit Union, the National Insurance Scheme, and Guyana and Trinidad Mutual or GTM Insurance. The presentation focused on managing finances and further underscored the importance of long-term plans in order to promote sustainable futures. The working sessions under these symposiums were a step away from the customary training in production practices put on by the ministry, and it was in this regard that the Chief Extension Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Randolph Shears, said the management of finances by farmers is of utmost importance.
We train generally on production practices, Ms. Ogilvy, how to do, why you should do it, why you should not do it, and so on. We train our staff on, and our farmers also, on marketing, post-harvest practices, and so on. You know how to keep records, and the list can go on and on. But for the last two sessions and for this session, the focus has changed, in that we are going to teach you, farmers and officers, how to manage. Remember I said the word manage, I'm repeating after Mr. Lazarus. He said manage, and Mr. Mark, how to manage your finances.
Knowing that farming can be as sustainable as farmers would want it to be, District Supervisor for the North, Mr. Maximus Lazarus, encouraged young farmers to look towards self-investment if they are to have a viable future. He urged the participants also to assess their livelihoods and goals.
Ask yourself, examine yourself, call yourself by name, check your age. Ask yourself, what will life be for me by 2030, boy? Who in society I see now that I would like to be as then? And you set your goals. But goal setting is not all. After you set your goal, you have to have a strong desire to achieve your goal.
Participants in the Youth in Agriculture Symposium spoke of the lessons derived from the session.
The session was interesting, the fact that it was concerning money management, right? So I think that is important, because I think what happens to us as even as young people is that we're concerned about making money, right? But what happens is that after that we do not know exactly what takes place with our money. So I think managing it is quite important, right? And so the way in which it was done today, I think is very important, bringing in the NIS and the insurance and the credit union and so to help us realize that there are institutions that are there to help us in those situations.
I plan to implement it into my daily life because what I'm hearing today based on this forum is very interesting and very thought-provoking. And it's not only a session for today, but it's a session for our lives, also for retirement and beyond. And we can also encourage people to use these sort of examples.
First of all, I must say the session was very informative. It was very educational. We want to thank the facilitators, because at the end of the day, I being in agriculture, it was a boost, especially for the young people, and an encouragement for them. You understand? Because even as of now, you know, the young farmers are interested in getting a loan, even a savings plan, educational plans for their children. So at the end of the day, it was very, very timely. So I must say, and I want to, even from the Eastern Agricultural District standpoint, we want to thank all those institutions that came today.
The Youth in Agriculture Symposium was held under the theme, Securing Your Future Through Financial Empowerment. A total of 79 farmers, together with staff members from each district, benefited from the series of symposiums facilitated by the Ministry of Agriculture. The Ministry of Agriculture remains committed to the success of young farmers and viability of the local agricultural sector. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Mina Booker.
That story just ended the national report for today, Friday, June 7th, 2019. Let's recap the top story. Woburn Methodist captures 2019 Disaster Awareness Quiz Championship. On behalf of everyone who made this newscast possible, I am Sherry Noel.